What's that old saying? Only two things are certain, death and taxes. We're going to discuss the former, especially when it comes to precious metals. Hey everyone, welcome to Campbell's Coins. One of the most idiotic things I hear against stacking precious metals has been, you can't take it with you when you die. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Most of us stacking and collecting plan on passing our stacks down to the younger generation. But what if you die unexpectedly? What then? Will your partner, family, kids know what to do with your stack or collection? If they need to liquidate your precious metals, do they know how? Do they know its value? It comes down to you educating your family and giving them instruction. I think most stackers' worst nightmare is their loved ones taking their stack to the local coin shop and getting shafted because they didn't know better. Well, you should educate them. Let them know the dangers and the pitfalls they can encounter with precious metals, not necessarily just with selling. One of the first things that you should do is create a list of what you have. I like using Excel to keep track of my stack. I would include any serial numbers or slab numbers, quantities, number of ounces. Categorizing your stack and collection can help you with possible theft that you might encounter too. On this Excel sheet, I would include the purchase price. You also need to tell them where to find it. And this might be a controversial statement, but your precious metals won't help your family if they don't know where to find it. Imagine, you pass, your family sells your house, and the new homeowners find your stack in the walls when they go to renovate the bathroom. Maybe you use a private vault service. Putting the locations of your stack or your collection can be dangerous, but you want them to find it. I wouldn't store this info on a computer. I store this Excel doc on an encrypted thumb drive, and that is locked away. Like my security video in December mentions, your security should be like an onion. Many, many layers. You can put your passwords in another location. I think all this is kind of self-explanatory. On a Word doc, I would explain to my loved ones where they should sell my metals if they absolutely must, and where they should not sell them. You can include an explanation of spot price and what certain pieces should go for. If you have an enormous variety of pieces, that can be difficult to price out each item for your family. This is where the concept of having a uniform stack comes into play. 2 as 1 has covered this idea many, many times, and he is dead on. It is simpler to pick one size, one bullion item. It makes it much easier to sell 10 1-ounce gold eagles versus having 10 different bullion items of various sizes. This uniformity can also help your family too. We all know why our stacks are not uniform. It's boring as all hell. I have a stack of uniform items and I have a collection. On this sheet, I would explain to my loved ones the importance of holding precious metals. But if they had to sell, here are the steps they should take. Explain to them the implications of selling specific bullion items, especially ones that are reported and ones that are not reported during a sale. If you have a lot of silver, let them know you think silver will become exceedingly rare in the future and the price will skyrocket. Many people just don't get precious metals. They don't get the concept of having something outside the system. The system has always worked for them in the past, and they have never had a reason to look for a failsafe or an insurance plan. Your favorite LCS might close, and they don't have the option to use them. Give them multiple options or locations with the issues that they may come across. Maybe you have items that they shouldn't sell, stuff that should be passed down through the generations. Explain that to them. Nearly everything you know about stacking and collecting should be passed down. I know that this goes against the mantra, don't tell anyone about your stack, but this is imperative if you want your family to succeed. There have been a few things lately that triggered this video topic for me. One of them was a discussion on generational wealth between two families, the Vanderbilts and the Rockefellers. The Vanderbilts, specifically Commodore Vanderbilt, amassed a fortune of $185 billion in 1877. That's a lot of cash, and I don't care what time frame you're looking at. But just a few short generations later, all of that was virtually gone. So you have stadiums, buildings, maybe a college named after you, but everything in terms of your wealth has just disappeared because of frivolous spending. The Rockefellers, on the other hand, are doing quite well. The trust covers 200 family members and is around $12 billion. Now, this is a far cry from John D. Rockefeller's net worth of $340 billion in 1937, but it's impressive that they haven't blown it all away. Aside from having really good accountants and lawyers, this family communicated with one another about the wealth to keep it going and possibly grow for future generations to come. On a different scale, this is exactly what you want with your family. I think it's a great idea to have these discussions with them before you pass. Keep it within the family. This generational wealth aspect is a discussion for another day, but it plays a key part here. Gold is generational wealth. You can't tax it, can't hack it, and over time it grows in value. It might be why so many wealthy families own gold and collectible coins. It's wealth outside the system. People really don't understand precious metals, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen people selling off their grandpa's gold because they simply don't want it. I don't work in a coin shop. I don't own a coin shop yet, but I know of this happening at least 5 times in the last 2 years. What do you guys and gals think? Does this change your perception on which of your loved ones should know if you own precious metals? I'm sure some of you have implemented some of this process already, but for those who don't, it might be a good idea. Your time is your most precious asset, and I appreciate you spending it here with me. Thank you all for watching. This is Campbell's Coins, and that is my 2 cents.